Imagine facing judgment because you've been complacent. I know we don't like to talk about complacency and how it impacts our walks, but I think it's important. And in Jeremiah chapter 48, we see where Moab is facing judgment because of their complacency. Now we know it's not just because of their complacency. Oh no, baby. Moab was prideful, doing the most, always got something to say, giggling and cackling at Israel. But the heart of this was that they got complacent. Welcome back to my 60-second-ish Bible study. Today we're looking at Jeremiah chapter 48. And this is one of those chapters where you might read it and be like, goodness, but don't miss the opportunity to see God's grace and his mercy throughout this chapter. Cool? Let's get it. Verse number 11 says, from his earliest history, Moab has lived in peace, never going into exile. He is like wine that has been allowed to settle. He has not been poured from flask to flask, and he now is fragrant and smooth. Sounds good, don't it? No. See, Moab was a place that worshiped false gods, but not just worshiping them in just some cute little sing-a-song type of way. No, baby. They were doing some diabolical things to worship these gods. They were not only doing that, they were doing so much more, and even so much more against the people of God, Israel. And God says to them, y'all have lived in peace. You haven't had to go into exile. You've been living complacent. You've been allowed to settle. But a time comes when being complacent is not enough. When we're faced to change, being complacent feels comfortable. And so a lot of times we stay there. But what if you're receiving punishment because of your complacency? What if being where you have been for so long and God telling you to move and you staying and you disobeying, you thinking that you're fine, leads you into discipline, into punishment? It's a place we don't want to be, but it's realistic. You can't grow in complacency. The Moab had been being called to their refining season, but because they were so comfortable and complacent where they were, they refused to change. We can be just like Moab, where we get so comfortable in positions and places, and God is calling us to something else. Verse number 31 says, so now I wail for Moab. Yes, I will mourn for Moab. My heart is broken for the men. See, oftentimes complacency does lead us to discipline with God. If he's calling us to not settle in a place that we've decided to stay. But see, God doesn't celebrate in our discipline. No, baby. He mourns for us, just like a good father would. So here's my question for you today. If it applies, what areas of your life are you being complacent? But God is actually calling you to grow. Love you. Bye.